guys, Will here with W.T.F car reviews, and today we're going to be reviewing the 2024 Chevy Blazer 3LT.
And a big thanks to Zach at Furman Chevy in Brandon, Florida for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to their inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car, SUV, or truck in the Tampa area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out, and as for Zach.
And as most of you guys probably know by now, the Blazer was brought back as Chevy's midsize two-row crossover SUV back in 2019. Facelifted last year for 2023, so outside of a new Riptide blue metallic paint color, not much changes with this year's Blazer. Regardless, there are 4 trims for the 2024 Blazer, ranging from the $35,000 2LT all the way up to the $43,000 Premier. Here we have the 3LT, basically fully loaded, but with a base price of $39,000. What else do we get for that money? Let's jump right in. So again, for 2023, we received a facelift. It wasn't a very drastic facelift, but it was still a facelift nevertheless, making it look much sharper for the front end. We have an LED daytime running strip right up top, LED projector headlamp for the high and low beam. Liking that red trim for the top part of this grille. We get a forward-facing camera here too, underneath the black Chevy bow tie badge. Very bold and aggressive front end styling. I also like the hood design with the angled curves. Of course, all these trucks have to be driving by during the review, but regardless, we'll carry along. We get these beefy 20-inch rims too with a 6-slug pattern. That's beefy for a mid-size crossover SUV. You don't really see that outside of the Blazer or the Traverse or any SUVs based off of those. Anyway, these black, gloss black 20-inch rims, they're beautiful with the wide spokes. They're wrapped in Michelin Primacy Tour all-season tires, dimensions being 235/55 R20. The 55 series sidewall should keep the ride quality super plush, and we'll see if the 235 wide tires are enough to put this 308 horsepower to the ground, because we only have front wheel drive. We get a blacked out Blazer badge with red outlines. Same thing with the mirror cap. It is blacked out with a red stripe, and it says red line on the stripe. Not quite sure if I can pick that up for you guys on camera. LED turn signal on the mirror, blind spot monitoring on the glass, all black trim for the window trim, blacked out B and C pillar, as well as a blacked out A pillar, and completely blacked out roof. I think it looks awesome, especially with the blacked out door handles, 4-door smart access, a little bit of gloss black for the rocker panel side skirt area, and it wraps around the wheel wells as well. Out rear, we get a push to open gas cap with easy fill. You can throw regular fuel in for this 3.6 liter V6. Chevy badge on the rear turn signal, LED taillights, and a beautiful gray metallic paint color. We'll take a quick look at this window sticker before we check out the rear of this 2024 Blazer 3LT leather front wheel drive with this beautiful sterling gray metallic paint color, jet black interior, 3.6 liter V6 mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission. $39,300 for the base price. You guys can pause, take a look at all of the standard features. Options, we do have quite a few. This is a fully loaded Blazer 3LT with a sound technology package that's $2,435. You guys can pause, take a look at everything that comes available with it, and it is quite a bit. We also get the Redline edition for $1,895, giving us all these black accents, $550 for the black two-tone roof, $500 for the engine. It's an upgrade compared to the turbocharged 2-liter that you get standard from the Blazer. $325 for the black lug nuts, $250 for the cargo package, $250 for the interior protection package, and a $145 credit for not getting the rear park assist. So about $6,000 in total options after a $1,395 destination charge, totaling us out at $46,755. So we are getting up there in price, but this is a fully loaded, powerful midsize SUV. Out rear, we get more black trim for the rear end of the pillar area. The wiper is not integrated with the spoiler. I kind of wish it was, but it still looks really sharp out rear with the LED taillights, black and red contrasted Blazer badging. Shout out Furman Chevy in Brandon, Florida for helping make this review possible. Rear view camera with a washer, dual exhaust tips, and a black cover for the trailer hitch. I'll leave a link right here to show you what the Blazer can tow. But speaking of the exhaust tips, let's fire up this 3.6 liter V6 and hear how she sounds. All right, guys, that was the sound of the 3.6 liter V6 sold by Chevy for the 2024 Blazer 3LT. And it sounds okay, making a very healthy amount of power at 308 horsepower, 270 pound-feet of torque, made it to a 9-speed automatic transmission and front-wheel drive. You can expect 0 to 60 with a good launch in around 6.5 seconds. What you see is basically what we get. I appreciate the hydraulic struts. We can shut this hood right down, take a step back, walk around this 2024 Blazer 3LT with the Redline edition one more time, and take a step inside and see what we get with a basically fully loaded 2024 3LT. So up top, we get hard plastic, but it's a really well-grained material with some painted metallic trim around this aluminum door handle, lock and unlock, gushy soft leather in the center, gushy soft leather for the armrest. Auto one touch for the driver, auto one touch for the way down for the rest of the passengers, but you gotta press and hold to lift the windows back up. Four-way adjustable mirrors, more leather trim for this grab handle area outlined in some aluminum shiny chrome. We have 2 tiers of storage. You'll fit a 6-inch sub right up top, you'll fit a foot long underneath, and you can adjust the height of this power opening tailgate or liftgate. Bose premium audio system too that comes with the sound and technology package for $2,435. You get leather seats with white contrast stitching. They're perforated in the center, heated, not ventilated. You get 2-way lumbar control. You can recline, drop, lift, and slide the front seats. Taking a step inside, we can really check it out. So foot on the brake, engine start, stop, and everything fires right to life. First thing you notice is the steering wheel. It's leather wrapped, solid thickness. We don't get any 10-2 bolstering notches, so it reminds me a lot of the Silverado steering wheel we just reviewed in this channel, especially down below. The horn area is rubberized. The horn itself, loud and aggressive. People will be definitely getting out of your way. We'll do a window check, see if we get dual panes. We don't get dual panes, but it's still a pretty thick single pane of glass. On the left side, we have forward collision alert and our cruise control. On the right side, voice commands. You can hang up and answer your phone calls and adjust the infotainment. So speaking of the infotainment, we get this 4.5-inch LCD cluster with a digital speedo. Beneath that, we can also check out information, voltometer, timer, average MPGs, tire pressure, oil life, fuel information, trip information, and a digital speedo with traffic sign recognition. You can also see the song that's currently playing, compass, and turn-by-turn navigation where the navigation's hooked up, phone information, and the overall settings. My personal favorite screen to look at all times would probably be this home screen. On the left side, we have a tach that goes to about 6,800 RPM, 160 mile-an-hour speedometer, up top fuel level, and the coolant temperature. The stocks have a satisfying click, auto headlamps, and auto high beams. No auto rain sensing wipers, but the intermittent stock right there in the center. To the left of the steering wheel, we have a tilt and telescoping steering wheel, electronic parking brake, auto headlamps, and auto high beams. The interior brightness to the left. We have a stitched dashboard, hard plastic for the actual frame of it, but stitching for the areas that you're actually going to see. We get Camaro style air vents too. Engine start stop to the left of the 10-inch touchscreen. Auto start stop we can disable for the purpose of this review. Hazards underneath that. And speaking of the 10-inch touchscreen, it's typical GM screen. The response is excellent. The navigation screen, we'll check it out. Very high resolution. The response is excellent, just like an iPhone. Huge thumbs up to GM for one of the better screens in the business. That's actually my personal favorite screen to leave it at all times, so we'll do exactly that. Shortcuts underneath, you have your home screen, volume and skip, and you can return right back. On the right side, you can open up your glove box, we'll do that a little bit later, and turn off the traction control. Aluminum trim separating the screen area from the padded leather area for the climate control. We get dual zone automatic front climate control. You can adjust the temperature on the left side and the right side. Vent controls with buttons in the center. Heated seats, no ventilated seats wouldn't be expected from a relatively low trim. USB-A and C port, and a wireless charging pad underneath that. Leather stitch trim for where your knee will often hit. The gear selector controls the 9-speed auto transmission. Chevy bow tie badge, the manual shift controls on the gear selector itself. We take a quick look at the backup camera. Super high resolution. We get guidance lines and trajectory. We have a front facing camera as well, and you can adjust over the top front facing and over the top for the rear. We can press this button on the side and check out our blind spot camera so we can prevent scuffing up our really nice wheels and tires here, and over the top 360. That is a huge feature for an SUV that's just a 3LT. There's 2 trims above this, and we have a 360 camera here on the 3LT. And with these leather seats, what more do you really need? Anyway, throwing right back in park, we will return right back to the map after about a second. There we go. Behind it, we have our drive mode selector. We have normal, snow, and sport mode right down below. We'll start the review off in normal mode, transition to sport, and you'll see what the differences are. Lane keep assist. To the left of it, 2 cup holders. You'll fit 24-ounce bottles. Pass through, perfect for a phone or a wallet. Also perfect for a phone or a wallet is the storage compartment. Nice soft leather stitched armrest. Solid amount of space too. I'd expect you to fit probably 6 to 8 12-ounce cans in there. We have an additional USB-A and C port and 12-volt as well. We mentioned there's a button to open up the glove box. We'll press the button and the glove box shoots right open, and it's massive. You're fitting 25 to 30 license plates in there, but you'll easily fit 2 pairs of shoes. We also have a digital rear view mirror. You can pull this flappy thing to turn on the digital rear view, or just have the old school frameless rear view, which is still auto dimming. Up top we have OnStar, SOS, LED interior lights, and 3 garage home link settings. Sunglass holder too. Awesome. No panoramic moonroof. That's really about it for the front seat of this 2024 Blazer 3LT. Just about fully loaded 3LT. Let's hop out back, see how much space is offered back there, check out the cargo space, and then take this car or SUV out for a drive. So up top, we get hard plastic material, and unlike up front, it's not the same graining, but if anything, if you have kids back here, this will just be easier to clean. We get leather for the center, gushy soft leather armrest, auto one touch for the way down, but you get a press and hold for the way back up. Aluminum door handle, additional Bose speaker, and a ton of storage down below. You'll easily fit a foot long in that compartment. We'll unbuckle the seatbelts, so I have an easier time taking a step inside, but we still get leather out rear, white contrast stitching, and a little bit of bolstering too. Legroom looks super impressive. I'm a little bit over 6 feet tall, sitting behind my seat settings, and I still have 5-6 inches of overall knee room, headroom. I got over an inch, so if you're under 6'5", 6'6", you'll fit in the back seat of a 2024 Blazer with no problem. We get mat pockets behind both of the front seats, USB A and C port, and a AC outlet right below these air vents, which are also nice to get. The center cubby has a rope that you can pull, pretty soft, not the softest. We get 2 cup holders and an area to rest your arm, so can't really complain. The interior lights back here are also LED. We get a hook on the driver's side and a hook on the passenger side grab handle. Awesome. That's about it though, guys, for the second row. Let's hop out into the cargo space, see how much space is offered back there, and then take this 2024 Blazer 3LT out for a drive. So we get an electronically opening lift gate. The step-in height is a little bit high. My knee's about 3 or 4 inches below the step-in. So if you have older or smaller pets, they'll have a little bit of a tougher time hopping back here, but once they're back here, they'll have more than enough space. I'll leave a link right here to show you exactly how much space is behind the second rows and how much space the second rows folded down. It's very spacious. I'd expect it to fit up to a 65, 70-inch TV. Nice cutout for a grocery bag so it's not flying around, and get the same thing on the opposite side. We can check out some of the secret storage. It's taken up with a full-size spare tire, jack, fix-a-flat kit, but we do have a little bit of secret storage to the left. Throw some car accessories in there. We also get a cargo cover. It says Chevrolet, and some stitched leatherette material too. We can press this button to the left, and it drops the trunk immediately, so make sure you get out of the way if you have groceries in your hand, or you might get doofed in the head. That's about it though, guys, for the inside and outside of this 2024 Chevy Blazer 3LT with leather and front wheel drive, and a 3.6 liter V6. It is beautiful. In the midsize SUV segment at around the $40,000 starting price, this is definitely, in my opinion, the best looker without question, especially comparing to SUVs like the Ford Edge. Performance-wise, let's take this 2024 Chevy Blazer 3LT out for a drive and see what it's got. All right, guys, now we're just about seeing everything we need to see with the inside and outside of the 2024 Chevy Blazer 3LT. Let's take it out for a drive and see what it's got. My first impressions though, just like most Chevys, the steering is pretty well weighted and very direct and on center. I just wish for a little bit of a sportier alternative to a mid-size SUV. They gave us a little bit of a more sporty steering wheel. This steering wheel feels a lot like what you would get from the Silverado. I wouldn't be surprised if this was just literally the exact same wheel. Regardless, starting off in normal mode, the throttle feels sensitive, nice, responsive to the touch. Transmission also feels responsive, light throttle, and it shoots you all the way up to 3,500 RPM, and that's barely any throttle. So it does feel very quick, but get used to the high amount of revs for relatively low throttle input. The rear view digital mirror though is also really impressive. I know you guys can see everything going on behind us with it. We'll let that guy get a little bit of space, about half throttle. Whoa. Yeah, this thing flies when you actually lean into the throttle. We'll try out a little handling test, throw it into sport mode. Oh, it actually is in sport mode, which I guess explains the steering and the more sensitive throttle. But regardless, keeping it in sport mode, feels good. Bump, great ride quality. You do hear the bump a little bit, but you really don't feel it. You throw it in a little quicker than we should over here. Sport mode, very limited body roll. Nice nimble chassis, huge bumps, boom. Boom, wow, great ride quality, super plush. We'll try out an acceleration off the line. soon as this guy passes, and I'll catch right back with you. All right, guys, off the line. We'll try to get a good launch. No brake torque on the gas. Oh, wow. A lot of wheel spin. But this thing flies. Takes off. And it actually, the traction control system allows you to get away with some of that wheel spin, so it's not sitting there cutting all the power. I didn't just get in and mash the throttle. I started off with about a little more than a third, and then I leaned into it, but even at a little over a third, I already felt some wheel spin. So if you're going to be driving in a performance or spirited manner, I would definitely recommend optioning up for the all-wheel drive. If you're just using this as a commuter car, yeah, of course, front-wheel drive is more than enough. But this V6, you're going to feel some torque steer, and you're going to get some wheel spin if you push the throttle a little bit further down. Taking a step out here. Steering still feels great in sport mode. Let's take it out of sport mode, put it into normal mode. All right, guys, normal mode, and this vehicle actually tells you when there's pedestrians walking beside you. The steering immediately gets lighter in normal mode. We'll see how the throttle changes up, and as soon as we get the chance, I'll open her up a little bit more. All right, guys, looks like we got the chance. Open her up a little bit more. Ooh. Wow. Yeah, shifting around 6,500 RPM, but it feels like a screamer. And at highway speeds, it's still really quiet. You don't really hear any road or wind noise. The Michelin tires do a great job limiting the road noise, and these pretty thick single pane windows do a great job of limiting the wind noise. Steering, although it feels lighter, still feels nice, sharp, and direct, even in normal mode, and this thing is quick, even in normal mode. Real world turning radius test, super sharp, on the gas. Woo! Sharp, snappy shifts too. Guys, this is quick. I could see 0 to 60 happening in the lower 6-second range. And compared to a lot of the competition, that is impressive. Compared to a Ford Edge, if you're cross-shopping Ford Edge to anything, you got to check out this Blazer. This Blazer gives you a way more engaging, way more thrilling driving experience while still sitting at just about the exact same price. If that's what you're looking for, guys, I would definitely recommend checking out the 2024 Chevy Blazer. And the way this is optioned, this 3LT. 3LT is the second trim. The RS is above the 3LT, and the Premier is above the RS. And that said, with these options, this 3LT gives you literally everything you could possibly want or need. I would recommend going with a 3LT. And if you want something a little bit more premium, I'd recommend optioning it up exactly like this. And a big thanks to Zach at Furman Chevy in Brandon, Florida for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to our inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car, SUV, or truck in the Tampa area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out, and ask for Zach. And huge thanks to all of you for watching. I had a great time making this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you already subscribed, thank you so much. You guys know the channel is just not possible without you, and I really appreciate the constant support. But again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Leave a like too. It really helps me out, the YouTube algorithm. That's how these videos get promoted to new people. Leave a comment. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. Leave a comment. Let me know if there's any specific cars, SUVs, or trucks you want to see reviewed on this channel, and I'll definitely try getting those videos for you ASAP. But other than that, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day.